Greetings and welcome to this week's edition of Trade Theory here on Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. This is the dollar index that we're starting with. As we mentioned last week, price bounced off of our daily support or demand level, and price is pulling back from there, and we're looking for price to get up to a supply level roughly 99.015, a little bit higher than that. Price is whittling around, and so we're just going to stand aside and see if price gives us a good place to consider entering the market. So what I would do is, if price comes back to my daily supply level, then I'd be looking to short that back down towards where we had our support down here at the on the 27th of January. So right now there's nothing to do with the dollar index, but it's starting to rise a little bit, which means that if you're in any type of asset like a currency pair that is based on the US dollar, anything that's more of a risk on asset, they could be losing momentum as the dollar gains strength, and anything that's, like you say, paired against the dollar could be losing strength as it stands right now. So be mindful of that you may see some drawdown in any positions that are opposing the dollar. Okay, we're going to move on to Tesla here, and prices starting to channel a little bit, but I went ahead and created a buy hypothesis on Tesla. Now I see a lot of downside opportunity. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and just kind of move out to the higher time frame, and I can see that there's major pullback opportunity here. Matter of fact, I have some markers on this chart for downside, but I won't get into it right now because we have we've got a lot of room for that to happen. So no need to speculate. We're just going to deal with what price is now. So we're going to take a buy off on Tesla right now at the 404.46 area with a short-term target of 456.42 and a downside stop out of 344.73. Now if price does go against us on this and it closes below, actually if it closes below 386.47, then I'll consider actually an exit off of a pullback. But currently I'm going to say we're long on Tesla with the expectation for at least a short-term move to the high side. Okay, so moving on to Nvidia. Nvidia is also starting to channel a little bit. Price bounced off of that 4-hour support, and then it bounced off of that 4-hour resistance that we discussed last week, and now price is starting to move up. So we're watching here. Price could pull back down to the support level again, and if it does, I would consider entering it. I'm going long. But right now we're just going to watch price because we didn't set any type of a hypothesis, any type of sell or short trade off of this once it bounced. So we're just going to watch price action and see if it gets us to one of these two extremes, and then we'll take action based on that if we choose to. Bitcoin we're waiting on it to pull back from this last downward move where we profited, and so we're looking at an initial daily resistance level of around 75.017.74. And if it pulls back higher than that, maybe we'll get to roughly 84,000 as a resistance area. But we're looking for price to pull back right now on Bitcoin before making another move. All right, WTI crude, we had a buy hypothesis that was triggered on this trade at the 61.90 price point with a stop out of 54.81. And matter of fact, let me bring this down. And then a take profit of $69.18. So we're waiting on that trade to continue to play out for us, but we're long on crude oil right now. On gold, price is not pulled back to our entry point yet, but we're waiting on price to get down to about the 46.70 area, 46.6602 to be exact, and then we'd be looking to go long gold one more time with a target of 53.94.90 and a downside exit of 40.56. Going to the Dow Jones, the US 30, price has hit our buy entry point and it is in profit. Currently, we have a take profit of 50,481.93 and a stop out of 47,980.32. The NASDAQ, similar, last week we put a buy on. Wasn't really a tight buy because it wasn't at the extremes, but it's still a legitimate trade, so we're looking to watch this play out. Let me zoom out a little bit. So our target is 27,023.10. And our stop out is 23.403.70. So we'll wait for that to play out for us as well. And then wrapping up with the S&P 500, what we have is we had a buy entry up here, another one where I didn't really get a really efficient entry, but we're still bullish on the S&P 500, and our downside target is 64.35.25, and our upside target, if I scroll it up here, is past our previous extension point that I set in August of last year, roughly 72.48.32. We're looking for price to get up to 73.98.81. Based on what I see here. So hope this helps you in the analysis of your portfolio. There's a newsletter that will be coming out soon for professional money managers and those high earning professionals who like to manage their own portfolio, to where you can actually take weekly decisions on the market, or at least be informed on a weekly basis, so that you can make higher quality decisions with your portfolio. All right, I hope you have a wonderful day, and until next time, happy trading.